Hello and welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop, your one-stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today we are playing through Marvel Champions, and I'm super excited. It's release day, and not just one, but two new heroes come out today. We got Nova and Ironheart. Nova is in another video, but this video we're going to take a look at Ironheart. This is my first time playing through Ironheart, and I don't know much about the character of Ironheart, to be honest with you. One thing I do know, though, is Iron Man went against Ultron in one of his iconic movies, so that's what I am doing today as well. I am going to go through Ultron playing as Ironheart. If you're not familiar with Ultron, his big thing is he creates these drones. These drones basically take cards from your deck, you put them face down in front of you, and they become 1/1 creatures. So they attack for 1, thwart for 1, and they have 1 health. And when you start the game, there's going to be one of your drones in place. We're not going to know what this card is. And honestly, I don't know what's in this deck right now, but let's learn a little bit about Ironheart all together. We got Riri Williams. Begin the game with this card. Set all other identities aside. So she does have 3 cards. I do know that about her. So she levels up. And on this side, it doesn't look like it changes much. I guess there's a little bit of changes. She does level up. We're going to save that as a little bit of a surprise for later for me and you. But she's got Child Prodigy. Action. Spend 1 mental resource and place a progress counter on Riri Williams. Sounds like it's some kind of a leveling system because she's going to get a progress when she spends a resource. So maybe that'll allow her to level up if we flip over. Oh, it is called level up. Nice. So her stats on this side are 1, 2, 3, 1 thwart to attack, 3 defense. She levels up as an action, removes 6 progress counters from Ironheart, ready her, and swap her with version 2 of Ironheart. Time to try this untested bit of business. Interesting. That is a lot of counters. I mean, that would be 6 resources. I'm assuming there's probably another way for her to get some of these progress counters otherwise, because holy moly, that would be a lot. 6 times on Alter Ego that you'd have to do that action. So let's see what her deck contains, though, and get started. All right, we got Tony Stark AI. Exhaust Tony Stark AI, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the other. Well, I'm liking that already. Oh, I guess I should check she does get 6 cards. Yeah, 6 hard hand size on this side, and oh, only 4 on her Ironheart side. Interesting. Yeah, hopefully as she levels up, that hand size increases, because 4 hand sides, always a bit rough. We got Patriot over here. Hero response. After Patriot enters play, choose a champion character, and that character gets +1 to each of its basic powers till the end of the round. So +1 thwart, attack, and defense. Not too bad. 4 life for 3 costs. That's not bad. 2 consequential damage on his thwart, though, so there is that. Ingenuity. Play only if your identity has the Genius trait. So I'm champion on that side, Genius on this side. Nice. Resource. Exhaust Ingenuity to generate a resource. Huh, for cost 2, that is a really good resource card. Yeah, and you don't have to stay Genius. It doesn't say you have to use the resource when you're Genius, but you can only play it down when you're Genius. We got Helicarrier, an old favorite, making stuff cheaper. So that, I guess some of this is compensating for that 4 card hand size. This is interesting because it's a basic upgrade. But don't forget, after the video, we're going to talk about all the cards themselves, maybe not individually, but what this pack brings, and just my initial impressions. All right, go all out. Requirement is a lightning resource. Now, just as a reminder, the way requirement works is as part of that 2 cost, you have to use at least 1 lightning resource. This includes, even if you knock the cost down to 0, you'd still have to pay a lightning resource to play this card. That's a requirement. So it's a hero action. Exhaust your hero, deal damage to an enemy equal to the total of your hero's thwart, attack, and defense. Oh! So my thwart, attack, and defense add up to 6 right now, but with this Patriot, then it would be 9 damage. Wow, that seems pretty good. Morale boost. Choose a hero until the end of the phase. All right, so they're playing around a lot with these basic stat boosters here. Well, that seems good. It's turn 1, and I feel like I should build up. This gives me card draw. This gives me a free resource. I don't know that I'm going to have enough to afford all of these things, so I think I'm going to discard Helicarrier and get Tony Stark's ID and this Ingenuity out, and then hopefully I can get some double resources to pay for that and maybe be able to pay for something else. Alright, Flyover. Remove 3 threat from a scheme and place 1 progress counter on an Ironheart, 2 instead if they remove the last threat from the scheme. Ah, so another way to get progress counters. Good. I was about to say, I haven't seen any progress counters here. Deal 4 damage to an enemy and place 1 progress counter on Ironheart. 2 instead if you defeat an enemy. Alright, so we've got removing threat, we've got doing damage. Both of them will give you progress counters. And really it looks like you want to trigger it so it gives you 2. Because remember, we need 6 progress counters. That's a lot. Alright, Agent 13. Oh, another shield card. So this is not a champion, it's shield. She's a shield spy. After Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support and ready that support. Alright, so that's Agent 13. So hopefully she's got some shield stuff in here. And Power of Leadership, which I discarded all my leadership cards. Not great right now. Gotta be honest. Not great. Well, I don't have any shield stuff either, so I don't know that I'm going to worry about Agent 13 either. So let's see. I'm going to pay for Ingenuity is my first thing. I'm going to spend 1. We'll do this one because I'm not as convinced I'm going to get damage out. Well, it looks like I'm going to end up paying all this. All right, so then we're going to pay these 2 to get Tony Stark's AI out. Alright, so Tony Stark's AI says look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the other. Well, let's go ahead and do that. That is just an action. It doesn't say anything else about it, so we're good. Let's get through this deck and see what cards we get. So that makes that 4-card hand size not nearly as bad, as well as this extra resource. So it's almost like I have a 6-card hand size on the other side. And of that 6-card hand size, I get to pick one of them. Ooh, max 1 per player. Okay, so I know I don't need another Ingenuity because I already have 1 in play. I was like, wow, that would be ridiculous. 2 resources. All right, so this costs 3, does require a mental resource, and hero action thwart. Exhaust your hero, remove threat from the scheme equal to the total of your thwart, attack, and defense. Oh, so the other one was an attack one. This one is a thwart one where you can thwart a bunch. Well, unless a side scheme comes up, I don't think that's going to be an issue here early. But let's go ahead and flip over. You know, I should have done this first. So I'm going to retcon this a little bit on turn 1. What I should have done is kept this remove 3 threat card in my hand. I should have done this and then paid for this using the other cards. That's what I should have done. That way I get to keep flyover for my next turn. Because I want to keep something that removes threat and gives me a chance to get those counters. Sorry, first game for me. A little bit of retconning on turn 1, but I wasn't going to keep the other card anyway, so this one I definitely will keep for my next turn. Unfortunately, though, I'm only going to draw 3 other cards. All right, let's see. Before I flip over, actually, let's continue to retcon. I'm going to do this and give myself one of those power tokens. So I've got 1 power token out of the 6 I need now by playing that Ingenuity card. All right. So let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack actually and get rid of this. And that's another card we get to look at. Push ahead. Requirement mental resource. Exhaust your hero. Remove threat from a scheme equal to your 3 stats. I mean, you think about it, that's a 6 removal. It could be up to 9. That is a lot. If you combo it with that other card that gives you +1 to your stats. We've actually seen 2 cards that give you +1 to all your stats. It's pretty ridiculous. But anyway, that is turn 1, and we've gotten to see quite a few of our cards. Let's go ahead and draw 3 more and see. I'm just going to make sure there's no defensive cards here before I go on. I don't see any defensive cards in here, so let's go ahead and do the enemy turn, and we'll get back to those cards in a second. All right, so we're going to add 1 threat to the scheme, and that's it. We don't have to do anything else on this. It just has a when revealed effect. Now, Ultron's going to attack us, though. We will have to do something after Ultron attacks us. Whoops. Let's ready up. You know what? I am going to go ahead and exhaust myself to defend against this attack. It is a 2 attack plus 2 more. Ooh, get rid of Shadows of the Past. Yes, sir. Turn 1. All right, no more Shadows of the Past. Yes, so I will go ahead and take 1 damage here because I defend for 3 because it's 2 plus the 2 from Shadows of the Past. I am okay with that. I'm very, very okay with that. In fact, let's go ahead and flip over the next thing. Attach to Ultron. Force response. After Ultron schemes, place 1 threat on each side scheme, which isn't that big a deal, but it's +1 to scheming, which is not great. Hero action. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 mental resources. Well, I get free mental resource here. Unfortunately, I do have to exhaust my hero to get rid of it, though. I'm not worried about scheming right now because I'm on this side. But Ultron has a forced response after they attack you. Sorry, I should have done that before drawing that card. After they attack you, add 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play. Face down, engage with you as a drone. I'm going to add 1 to the scheme, even though there's only 3 here. I should have done that first. All right, so we've got Flyover, which we know removes 3 threat. Well, there's 2 on there. We're going to get to remove the 3rd one. Research R&D facility. Requires 2 mental. Oh, wow. Exhaust R&D facility and remove 1 research counter from it. Choose a friendly character in play. That character gets +1 thwart and attack till the end of the phase. Oh, and it's character too. It's not hero. So interesting. I mean, it's pretty expensive. 3 to basically do 3. I mean, unless you've got somebody like Quicksilver or whatever that can over and over activate. +1/+1's good. I don't know that it's great in this situation. I'm sure it'd be great in a Quicksilver deck or a Captain America deck, anything where you can keep reactivating those heroes. But I don't see so far anyway that Ironheart can be reactivated. 4 costs, very expensive. It's a 0/0/3 ally. So after Snow Guard enters play, place up to 3 shift counters here. While the shift counters here are equal to X she gets. All right, so you get to decide what she gets. She either gets +3 attack and overkill, +3 thwart and aerial, or +5 hit points and retaliate. Ooh, +5 hit points and retaliate is pretty good if you want a blocker for you. Especially, ooh, +5 hit points and retaliate with drones coming out. She could just block for me over and over. That seems kind of good. And that's a neutral hero as well, which is nice. Stroke of Genius. After you spend this card, place 1 progress counter on your identity and draw a card. Oh, so it's just a resource card that gives you stuff. All right, well, first things first, I'm going to look at the top 2 cards in my deck, add 1 to my hand, and discard the other. Should do that early every turn. I learned my lesson after the first turn to do that. Ooh, new and improved. Event. Hero action. Choose X different options where X is equal to Ironheart's version number. Well, I'm only version 1 now, so that's not necessarily great. Search your deck for Ironheart card and add it to your hand, and then shuffle. Give Ironheart a tough status card, or ready Ironheart. Okay, so there are ways to ready her to get extra actions. Ooh, we got a 2-cost ally here. I'm just going to discard this one. I'm probably going to take Vivian, even though I probably won't end up playing her anyway. 2 costs, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 life. Hero response after Vivian enters play, choose an attachment. Non-elite minion or non-permanent side scheme. Until the end of the round, treat the card's printed text box as if they were blank, except for traits. Okay, so that's an environment, so that's none of those things, but I could treat this attachment as if it was blank till the end of the round by playing her. Is that what it is? Until the end of the round, treat the printed text box. So I could, if I'm planning on flipping, I could use that as a way to treat this as blank. I can't exhaust myself, so readying myself would be nice, so that other card would have been nice for that. But what am I really going to do here? Let's see. I'm going to keep Vivian because she only costs 2. R&D facility. I don't know that I want that. I think I'm going to end up playing Vivian and fly over this turn. So let's go ahead and spend my ingenuity and this stroke of genius here. Yeah, because I have R&D as another mental resource if I need it. After you've play this card, place a progress token. So sweet. Working on those progress tokens already. On your identity and draw 1 card. Yes, please, and yes, thank you. All right, ooh, which is another stroke of genius. All right. That'll give me another progress token. Maybe I do end up flipping down this turn. Well, I did pay for flyover, so let's go ahead and do that. That is remove 3 threat from a scheme and place a progress counter on Ironheart. 2 instead if this removes the last threat from the scheme. Well, we know that's going to happen, so let's go ahead and get our 2 more here. That puts us up to 4, and that removes all threat from this scheme. So flipping down seems like a very interesting option to me this turn, because I can add a progress token to Ironheart if I do that. But the negative is I got this here, so that's definitely going to pop the scheme. I don't know that I'm ready for that to go to the next phase yet, so I guess I'll be patient. So this resource, I'm going to play Vivian here. I don't think I'm going to play R&D facility. I might hold on to Snow Guard here. So I'm going to pay 1, 2 for Vivian, who doesn't have any requirements. When I do that, spend this card, place 1 progress counter in your identity, and draw a card. So that's kind of neat. You'll see in Nova there's a similar, it's not a similar mechanic, but he has a way of having extra resources in his hand as well. I love that this resource card replaces itself. It lets you go through your deck faster. There's definitely some interesting design going on here. But again, we'll cover all that at the end. All right, so the end of my turn comes. I'm going to discard Ingenuity. I don't need it. I already have 1 in play, which is awesome. And, oh, I still have Vivian here. Do I want to do anything with Vivian? I may end up blocking with her, so if I do, maybe I should just punch for 1 right here. Although I could just defend with myself as well. I'm going to give myself some options by attacking here. What am I doing? Oh, actually, I may save her to kill a drone in a second. So I'm not going to attack with her. I'm just going to call it the end of my turn. We'll say good day. And then I'm going to draw, sadly, only 3 cards. I'm 1 progress away, so hopefully I get a card to get me that 1 progress. Ronnie Williams, alter ego action, exhaust her to heal 2 damage from Riri Williams, or place a progress counter on Riri Williams. So a free progress counter or heal 2. Yes, please, for 1 cost. All right. Fly over, remove 3 threat from a scheme, and place a progress counter on Ironheart. Okay. Seems good. Ooh. Sector Scan. Reduce the cost to play Sector Scan by X, where X is equal to Ironheart's version number. Now, I'm only version 1 now, so this is going to be a 2-cost card. But if I get to version 2, then it's a 1-cost card. If I get to version 3, it's free to play. Although, again, you still spend the card, so it's not like you're not losing anything there. But let's see what it does. Hero action. Till the end of the round, you may look at the top card of the encounter deck at any time. So I can look at the top bad guy card. Seems pretty good, but not for 3 costs. Well, it's never going to be 3 costs. The most it's going to be is 2 costs, because you're going to be at least version 1. So it's never going to be 3 costs, but I don't know. Even for free, I'm lukewarm on that. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm sure there's something it combos with. That, oh, in their cards, there's an ally you have, that Cosmo, that you predict the top card of the enemy deck. Cosmo would be good with Sector Scan for sure. But probably not worried about it. Flyover is really my number 1 priority this next turn. Snow Guard seems real good too against these drones, but we'll see. And then Ronnie Williams, I definitely want to get out as well. All right, so we're going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Then Ultron is going to attack us. Now, because I've got Ronnie Williams in my hand, I think I'm just going to do this undefended. And what does this say? After Ultron attacks. So we'll worry about that after. So I'm going to take 3 damage here, and I'll just take all of it. 1, 2, 3. And then we either place a threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck face down as a drone. No thank you. Because we got Flyover, which is going to remove 3 anyway. So having 1 extra, not a big deal. Ooh, all right. Minor setback. This is an obligation. Give Riri Williams player, remove 1 progress counter from your identity, then discard this card. If no progress counters was removed this way, deal yourself a face down encounter card, then shuffle this card into the encounter deck. Oh, so this one never goes away. There's no exhausting yourself or anything else. So I got to lose 1 of these, and then I discard this. If I didn't do that, I'd have to get an encounter card, another encounter card basically, that replaces it, so it's like Surge, and shuffle it into the encounter deck. Interesting. So that is the first obligation I've seen that's not like do something to get rid of it or exhaust your character to get rid of it. There are definitely interesting ones, but this one is one of the more interesting ones I've seen. It definitely plays with a different mechanic there. Okay, so what am I going to do on my turn? Because their turn is donezo. Well, first things first, I think Tony Stark's AI is going to be an obvious first action every time I can. Let's see what else we got in this deck. I like Tony Stark's card because it lets me see more cards quicker, which is a problem when you have a 4-card hand size. You don't get to see as many cards, but with Tony Stark AI, it's letting me see them, which makes me happy. All right, so we've already seen this. Add plus to your attack and thwart. I'm definitely discarding this. Ooh, go for champions. Haven't seen this one. So it's an event, max 1 per deck. Play only for your identity as champion trait, which we do. Hero action. Each champion character in play cannot take damage until the end of the round. Wait, what? Cannot take damage, period. End of story. No matter how many things attack you, no matter how many whatevers go after you, you cannot take damage. Each champion character in play. That's if you have allies that are champions as well. Holy moly, that's good. Now, holy moly, that's expensive. It's basically like tough for your whole team, but it's tough that doesn't even go away. And in fact, now that I think about it, is this a champion? Yes. So, interestingly, this works on my turn and their turn. So she won't take consequential damage either for doing anything. Wow. That is good. Now I see why it's max 1 per deck. Seems very good. But with all that being said, with all my excitement, I'm still not playing it. Because I'm definitely paying 1 to put Ronnie Williams into play, which heals 2, or place a progress counter. And I'm doing fly over. So remove 3 threat. Well, I'll use my resource for that. Maybe I hold on to Go for Champions, because that seems real good. All right, remove 3 threat from a scheme and place 1 progress counter on Ironheart, 2 instead. All right, we've seen this. All right, so 2 goes away. I get 2 progress counters. So that's up to 6. And let's do this. Level up. Action. Remove 6 progress counters from Ironheart, ready her, and swap her with version 2. I get to ready her also. So there's a key. So I want to attack first. Let's go ahead and do that. Attack for 2. Boom, boom. All right. So that is 2 damage. And now I'm going to do this action. I'm going to go ahead and flip this card over. Then I'm going to ready myself, and I am going to change it with version 2. Oh, cool. The artwork's different on version 2 as well. So we got Ironheart over here. So this was version 1. We had 1, 2, 3. Here we have 2, 2, 3. And let's see if this changes. Level up action. Remove 6 progress counters from Ironheart, ready her, and give her the tough status card. Ooh, so when you go to level 3, you get tough. I mean, it's a one-time thing. I don't know why I got very excited about that. It does put you to level 3, though, and hit points are the same, obviously. Max hand size goes up to 5. Nice. Okay, that makes me very happy. By the way, I do have to pay the flyover card to do that. Since I got all the benefits of it, I guess I should pay it. I'm going to cheat a little bit and flip over just to see what my options are here. Riri Williams, because it's a little different. Action. Spend a mental resource or 2 resources of any type and place 1 progress counter on her. So the only difference between version 1 and this is it looks like this is only mental. This one you can substitute 1 mental for any 2 resources to do that. So the question now becomes, do I flip down? If I do, I can get a progress counter here, but the problem is I'm going to lose the first part of this scheme if I flip down. This part actually doesn't matter. I mean, it's +1 scheme, but she's going to pop that scheme anyway. Well, I do have 2. No, I don't have 2 mental resources. I say I could get rid of it, but I really can't. All right, well, I am readied now. I am going to go ahead and attack again. That's going to do 2 more damage. Boom, boom. All right, so do I flip down? If I flip down, I could place 1 progress counter on, and I could even use Go for Champions to place a second one on. I think I'm just going to hold tight, though. I'm just going to hold tight. All right, so let's go ahead and ready ourselves. I'm not going to flip down right now, and I'm going to draw. I draw 4 cards now. I am keeping Go for Champions in my hand. So we got this R&D facility again, gives us +1 to our stats. This gives us +1 to all our stats, including defense, but it is just for 1 round. It is a hero action, so you can't play it during the enemy phase as some kind of an interrupt. Ooh, new and improved event. We've seen this one before. So choose X different options where X is equal to your version number. Well, now I am version 2, and it does say different, so you have to pick 2. I can get tough, I could ready, or I could search my deck for an Ironheart card and add it to your hand. Well, I wouldn't even know what card to search for anyway. I feel like I've seen most of them at this point, but maybe not. Go all out. Requirement lightning. Hero action, attack. Exhaust your hero, deal damage to the enemy equal to your thwart, attack, and defensive value. Yeah, these cards combined with like morale boost, and actually as my stats go up too, it becomes higher. So instead of doing 9, I'd actually do 10 damage now, which, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Now I do have to exhaust my character, right? Yeah, so I would have to be ready for that. All right, well, we're going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Then the villain is going to attack us for 2. We are going to defend... And all right, Ultron heals 1 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. Well, guess what, Ultron? That's 0. So he would do 2 damage plus 1 more from that, which would be 3. But my defense is 3, so I take no damage. Then we've got to either add a threat to the scheme. I feel like Vivian. Oh, Vivian Thwart, she's dead. So do I add a threat to the scheme or do I add a drone? I'm gonna add a drone. Now watch, this is going to be like my signature card here or something. Although Tony Stark's AI is probably my signature card. It's super good. So that is done with that. So now we will go to take our encounter card. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play, face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Well, you know what I really wanted? More drones. That is sarcasm. All right, so I got 2 drones in front of me now to deal with. Let's go ahead and exhaust this as the first thing on my turn to look at the top 2 cards of my deck. Ooh. All right, well, I'm exhausted, so go all out's not really an option. I could put R&D facility in. Let's see. I got a photon beam. Deal 4 damage to an enemy and place a progress counter. Oh, so I could use this to get rid of one of these drones and get 2 progress counters or power leadership. I'm going to keep that one. So can I pay for that and go champions? We'll see. All right, ingenuity. First thing I am going to play here. So let's go ahead and pay 1 2, 3, and play Go for Champions! So, none of my champions take any damage this turn. That includes myself, and that includes Vivian. So, Vivian's going to go ahead and attack. Ooh, she could thwart for 2. But she's going to go ahead and attack and take out one of these drones. Let's see if this is a new card. Nope, morale boost. So, we've seen that one before. I'm going to use this Ingenuity resource. By the way, this is ridiculous. 2 cost free resource every turn. I think Hulk might be a genius too. Hopefully Hulk's a genius. Maybe this card is like a Hulk fixer. But that's pretty darn good. And her hand size of 4 at the beginning of the game makes it good too. Certainly a card I would want to maybe even put 3 of in my deck. Again, we'll talk about all this at the end. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I did pay 2 resources. We are going to Photon Beam. I mean, it makes more sense to do against the villain because that's more damage. But I want the 2 progress counters. So I'm going to go ahead and flip. Oops. Flip and get those 2 progress counters. And then let's flip this over. Oh, a Photon Beam. Dang it. So there's plenty of these in the deck, so there are ways to level up for sure. Now if I flip down again, I could use Ronnie Williams, but I don't want to because this turn I am taking no damage for all my champions. So I definitely don't want to flip up. I'm going to leave this card here, even though technically it's an event and would be out of play, but I'm just going to leave it here as a reminder for myself, don't take damage this turn. All right, we're going to add 1 more threat to the scheme. Then Ultron's going to attack us, but we don't care because we got Go for Champions, which would be total of 3 damage, but yep, don't take damage. Let me just double check. That seems real good. Each champion character in play cannot take damage until the end of the round. All right, yeah, that's what it is. Then we either have to put a drone in play or add a threat to the scheme. The problem is we're at 2 of the 3 threat to flip the scheme. I don't like losing this scheme, so I'm going to put a drone in play, sadly. And then villain's event card. Okay, hero form, Ultron attacks you. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. Well, this is going to be not exciting for Ultron. Well, a little bit exciting. So he attacks me for 2 plus 0. I'm going to put a drone. What do I do? Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt. Well, no damage was dealt. So, but unfortunately, because it says after Ultron attacks you, we have to do it again. So I got to put another drone in play. Hopefully I don't have another really good signature card. Oh, I never drew my cards. So hold on. Before all of this happens, let me go back and make sure I draw my 5-card hand. I didn't look at any of those cards, which is good, but I do have 2 drones in play. All right, so we're still safe. Oh, but I did just empty my deck. So that card actually made me empty my deck, which is happening during the event phase. So I do draw another event. Oh, man. All right, lots of stuff going on. We have 4 in here. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engaged with them as a drone minion. Place 1 threat here for each drone minion in play. Well, alrighty then. So these 2 cards are still new. The only cards we haven't seen yet. Oh, this card would have been discarded and shuffled. So let's go ahead and make sure we do that. I guess technically I was cheating a little bit, so because that card could be the one that becomes the drone here. So let's do this. But we got to add 1, 2, 3 threat to the scheme. All right, do we have something new here? We have a couple new things. Propulsion Jets, you get +2 hit points. Exhaust Propulsion Jets is a hero action. Remove threat from a scheme equal to Ironheart's version number. What? Are you kidding me? So I'm version 2, I'd be removing 2 threat a turn? So this is similar to like, I mean, it makes sense because it's Iron Man versus Ironheart. It's kind of similar to Iron Man's helmet or something like that, where you just exhaust it and you get the benefit from it. N plus hit points. So you're boosting up your suit. Plays very different than Iron Man, but still a build-up hero, which is kind of neat. And this card is really good. That seems like it's my signature card between that and Tony Stark AI and even Ronnie Williams, although I haven't gone alter ego yet because I'm so scared of this like second scheme on Ultron that I haven't gone down. I should be flipping down more though. Push ahead. Exhaust your hero. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the total of all your stuff. That costs 3. Ooh! Photon Blasters. You get +2 hit points. Exhaust Photon Blasters. Deal damage to an enemy equal to Ironheart's version number. Boom! Alright, so it's 2 cards, I guess. Yeah, so similar to the gauntlets and whatever else. Alright, sweet. Oh, that makes me so happy. Wow. +2 every turn. If I can get to level 3, that's +3 every turn. Thwart and attack. Oh my gosh, I might have just found a new favorite hero. Wow, this is friggin' fun. Alright, sorry. I got excited there for a minute. Alright, Cloud9, Aerial Champion. Hero action. Exhaust Cloud9. Choose a player. Until the end of the phase, each aerial character that player control gets +1 thwart. Well, we got an aerial champion here. We got an aerial champion here, so I would get +2 thwart just for exhausting myself. So Cloud9 is one of those characters that can just stay in play forever. That seems real good. I mean, it's no propulsion jets and photon blasters, but let's see. Go all out. We've seen this one. Exhaust your hero. Deal damage to an enemy equal to all your stat line. That's all really good. My hand is full of stuff that I really want to keep. All right, well, let's use Tony Stark's stuff here. Yeah, we're going to do flyover. It's not even a thought because I want these progress tokens. I want to get to level 3. I want to buff these things up as much as possible, as quickly as possible. So let's see. We definitely want to, I mean, I don't care about push it all in. I don't care about this. I'm going to put this in play, which again gives me +2 hit points, 1, 2, and lets me remove threat from a scheme. Now we got, well, you know what? Oh no, I do have Ingenuity here. So I'm going to use Ingenuity in Cloud9, which is a good card, +1 thwart to all my champions, which are most of my cards. But, I mean, come on. Damage equal to Ironheart's version number every turn for free, and all you have to do is be on your hero side because it's a hero action. I do get +2 more hit points here, so I'm +4 hit points for 2 upgrades. And I'm going to hold on to this flyover. All right, well, let's use propulsion jets to remove threat from a scheme equal to my version number, 1, 2. And Vivian has done nothing all game. Oh, well, no, she did. That's right. She attacked once, but I had that champions can't take damage. Well, she's doing something now. So let's see if this is a new card. Ooh, Falcon. So this is a different Falcon because I know we have had other Falcons. The one I'm used to from the MCU. I don't know this one. So it's 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health, hero response. After Falcon attacks or thwarts, spend a lightning resource. Ready another champion character you control. Oh, man. So this ties in with all of these cards we've got that give you plus attack, plus thwart, all that stuff. Readying champions is pretty good. All right, so Falcon seems pretty cool in this deck. Yeah, this is a pretty good precon here. But again, we will talk about it all afterward. But I do need to put a damage on Vivian this time. All right, so we got our photon blasters. You know what? I'm just blasting another one of these cards. Oh, we got another new card. All right, Brawn. So this is my signature ally. That's right. I haven't seen it yet. So 2 thwart, 3 attack. That's pretty good for 1 consequential damage. It's a champion and gamma. While Brawn is exhausted, he gains resource. Generate a mental resource, limit once per phase. Oh, so this is more free resources. So if you have him in play and he's exhausted, then you get to get a free mental resource, which seems real good. Gotta be honest. Can't complain about any of that. All right, well, I don't need the extra hit points. I don't need anything else. You know what? I'm just killing this last card, which was a Power of Leadership. I'm going to hold on to Flyover because I do want to remove threat from a scheme later on with it. And if I get that scheme down to 0, then double good for me because I get 2 progress counters, which I want. All right, so let's ready everything up, and we will draw to our hand size, which again is 5 now. So I got a Photon Beam, which is probably going to be good, new and improved. So choose X different options, which is now 2, based on my Ironheart. Which one's this? This is a shield card. It's interesting because it doesn't really go with this deck very much, because it's after she thwarts, choose a shield support and ready that support. But it does go well with all the shield stuff that comes in this wave of things. So it's an interesting spot. I think they just needed a spot to throw Agent 13 in, and they chose this deck to do it. But it really does not combo with the rest of this deck. So Agent 13, sorry, I like you. You won't be getting played literally at all this game. All right, well, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme plus 1 for this side scheme here. So that's 2 on the main scheme. Then Ultron is going to attack. Maybe I defend. Yeah, I'm going to defend on this one. So I'm going to defend, attacking for 2 plus a boost of 0. I have a defense of 3, so I take no damage. And then we do either have to add a threat here, which I don't really want to do, so we're going to add a drone in. Then let's take our encounter card. Ooh, so we got an Advanced Ultron Drone. 4 life. Forced Interrupt. When Advanced Ultron Drone is defeated, the engaged player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. So we're going to get a drone here after we defeat this Ultron Drone. But it's just a 1/1 anyway. The 4 life is annoying and the guard is annoying. But for now, not going to worry about that. I need to keep myself ready one of these days because I should get rid of this because the main scheme is becoming an issue here. But it's not that much of an issue because I got this propulsion jet, so let's just take those 2 threat off, although I'm going to get them every turn. And there is nothing else that happens with this when I defeat it, so I would love to defeat this. Alright, so we'll go ahead and exhaust this to do 2 damage. We will do that over here. No. What am I thinking? We'll do it over here, which defeats this card. Because, oh man, Photon Beam. We got Flyover. Remove 3 threat. Oh, I thought I had Photon Beam. I do. Okay, which is 4 damage and 2 progress counters. Ooh! Oh, wait a minute. I always said you do Tony Stark AI first. You do. Although, that would have got me another Photon Beam, by the way. So push ahead, exhaust your hero, remove threat from a scheme equal to, I'll keep the helicarrier. Don't think I'm going to use the helicarrier. I don't think I have the resources to pay for it, but maybe I hold on to it. Who knows? All right, Agent 13, I said I don't care about, so I'm going to use you and Morale Boost. Not doing that this turn to remove 3 threat from a scheme. Unfortunately, they are not the last 3 threat from the scheme, so I'm going to do it from 1, 2, 3 here. Well, hold on. Maybe I don't do that yet. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with the Photon Beam. We'll do that one first. Deal 4 damage to an enemy and place 2 progress counters. All right, if you defeat it, which I did. Defeated this, puts one of these in play, and gives me 2 more counters. So how bad do I want to see what level 4 looks like? Because, oh no, I can't get those last threat off of there anyway. I could have, though, removed 2 from here and used this, which is what I'm going to do. So I did not use this yet. Instead, I'm going to use this to exhaust to remove 2 from here. Then I'm going to fly over. So I'll spend this resource here. I'll spend new and improved. I'll keep that helicarrier because who knows. To do a flyover, remove 3 threat from a scheme in place of progress token or 2. No, we're removing all threat from the main scheme. I would have removed 1 more from this scheme, but I'd rather get those 2 progress tokens. That puts me up to 6, which guess what? Remove 6 progress counters from Ironheart, ready her, give her a tough status card, and swap her with version 3. Yes, please, and thank you. So I never got to do this, use 2 resources of any type to place a progress counter on, but that's okay. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see what version 3 looks like. I'm pretty excited. So a 3 thwart now, 2 attack, 3 defense. So her thwart keeps going up. Do I get a 6 hand size? Yes, I do! Woo-hoo! Oh, yes, sir! Oh my gosh, she accelerates so good. Hero action, remove 1 progress counter from Ironheart to deal 2 damage. Oh, so now you can use those progress counters to deal damage. And it does not say limit once per turn. It's once per turn. Everything else says once per turn, right? When it is, Child Prodigy is an action, spend a resource of any type to place a progress counter. So that's one way to get a progress counter. But don't forget, also, I get tough when I get to this version. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, 6 card hand size on a hero side. That might be, I mean, it's not innate. I was going to say that might be the first innate time we've seen that, but it's not technically innate. All right, so I am readied. What do I want to do? I could get rid of this, but I don't care that much. I'd rather get rid of this drone, I think, which means I'm going to get rid of Vivian, which is a little sad. All right, thank you, Vivian. You've done your part. You're going to get rid of some drones for me. This one was my sector scanner, which I could have done for free, but I don't really care about looking at the top card of their deck. Anyway, thwarting for 3, yes, please, and thank you. And now, these cards attack and thwart for 3, so if I just been patient and held out, I could have used these for 3 anyway. So, lesson learned. That's okay. I should have been more patient with them. Well, this one didn't matter anyway. It was just a drone. All right, so I do have a helicarrier sitting in my hand. Am I going to sit on this helicarrier? I mean, I have a 6 card hand size. Why not? Let's ready up. Go ahead and draw the 5 cards and go from there. Boom, boom, boom. I feel like I have a lot more options now. Photon Beam's definitely going to be one of the options. We are ready to kill Ultron, in my mind at least anyway. I do want to get rid of this, although again, I don't know that it matters. Well, yeah. All right. So, first things first, we're placing 2 on here. Then Ultron is going to attack me. Well, I am tough, so I am not going to defend. Attacking for 2 plus another 3, that would be 5 damage, but oh, tough. And then we have to either put a drone into play or add a threat. Well, we're not adding a threat because, again, that would advance the scheme, and I don't like to do that. Ultron only. Like, the first one, I'm like so terrified of this first one flipping. But who knows? Watch, it's going to be an advance now. Nope, not an advance. But draw an extra card a turn is not great. Ultron is hacking wireless networks around the world to create a global crisis. When revealed, each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck and 1, 2, 3 progress per player on there. That's not too bad. I mean, that's actually terrible in most circumstances, but not too bad for me. Push ahead goes away. Flyover goes away. Aw. And go all out goes away. Well, go all out I kind of want to do now with a stat line of 8 base. Plus I could get it up to what? 9, 10, 11 pretty easily with any of these. Morale boosts or whatever else. Oh man, this is getting to the fun part of today. First things first, let's go ahead and draw 2. Ooh, I got the resource. Yes, please and thank you. So that's, again, a resource that replaces itself after you spend it. Place a progress counter on your identity. Ooh, which I can then use to blast for 2 damage. Let's not forget that funness. So what do I want to do here? I kind of want a photon beam. Do I want a helicarrier? I kind of want a helicarrier. I mean, more free resources for the rest of the game. 1, 2, 3... to get out helicarrier. All right, let's do that. So 1, 2, 3. We'll put out helicarrier. Yeah, I know it's late in the game for that, but they're still on side 1. It's not that late. We're building up. So I do get a progress counter. Just the 1, and I do get to draw a card, right? Isn't that what that is? And draw a card. Wow. Okay. Yes, yes, and oh, and I got another one. Nice. All right. Yeah, we'll R&D facility. Why not? So that's 2 towards it, and there's a 3rd one toward it, which gives me a 2nd progress counter. And we put this in here, and I get to draw a card. All right, so this gets 3 research counters on it. And the way it works is exhaust it and remove a research counter and give me +1 attack and thwart. All right, well, I'm just going to do Photon Beam, 4 damage to an enemy, but let's go ahead and see if we can get that to give us 2 counters before we do that. First things first, we are going to exhaust it to remove 3 threat. We're removing this, and it's got 1 revealed. It doesn't have 1 gone away. There's 3 threat there. Oh, I got to worry about this too. Yeah, so I'm going to exhaust myself to remove these 2. We'll keep the acceleration. I do not want to lose that first stage. So we're going to Photon Blaster for 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. And I am going to go ahead and Photon Beam. It still gives me 1 progress counter. Oh, wait. I can do 4 damage first. Let's go ahead and do that. Because again, not once a turn. Hero action, remove a progress counter and deal 2 damage. I don't think that's once a turn. It doesn't say it is. So let's do that twice for 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Oh, man. What? Too short. Oh, actually, I have a free resource and I got this, so I can keep Snow Guard in play. Yeah, let's go ahead and just spend these 2 to go ahead and Photon Beam, deal 4 damage to an enemy, and get 1 progress counter. Not going to get 2 because I don't defeat him with that, but that's alright. I mean, it's a good place to be. Oh, I got this little drone here. Ooh. Well, I could defeat the drone, which would give me 2, but that just lets me do 2 damage. Huh. Well, instead of doing 4 damage to him earlier, I'll just do 2 and I'll defeat this drone. I don't like having drones in front of me, which is a good card, late game card, but that's alright. I'm going to hold on to Snow Guard because Snow Guard seems real good for getting rid of drones. Retaliate 1, 5 hit points, or maybe just do +3 attack and overkill. Doesn't seem bad either. So I'm going to hold on to her. I seem to have a lot of resources at this point in the game, so I'm going to ready up and go from here. So draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I did deck myself, so time to draw a card and reshuffle those up. Yeah, she is a lot of fun. That is for sure. 2 on the main scheme because of this over here. Ultron attacks me. You know what? I'm just going to take this because I got Go All Out. I got Morale Boost. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. So that is 2 damage plus choose to either spend a lightning resource or put the top card of your deck place down and engage with you as a drone. Do I have a free lightning resource? I don't know if it's free, but oh, that's such a good card. Do I want to spend? Oh, Snow Guard. I kind of want her in play too, though. All right, Morale Boost. You're going away. So I am not getting a drone, but I am getting a drone from this. So I kind of want to go all out here and do a bazillion damage once they flip over. So I'm going for it. But I do have to take damage here. So that was that, but I do take 2 damage, and I put the drone in play already. So let's see what these encounter cards are. All right. First one, each player puts the top card of the deck in play as a drone. Next one, attached to Ultron drone's environment. Each drone minion gets +1 attack and +1 hit point. Oh no. No. So it's one of each resource to get rid of that. May just have to do that this turn. I don't know. I wanted to go all out. I wanted to go for champions. I wanted to snow guard, whatever. So much good stuff here, but I'm going to have to make some choices. So I'm going to spend 1, 2. So that's a lightning and a mental. And now I need a fist. I guess I'm going to have to use this for my lightning. So that's a fist, mental. That's all 3 resources. Get out of here, Ultron drones. No thank you. Can still go all out. So I might do that. So let's go ahead and remove 2 threat. This is the one that removes threat, right? Yeah, we'll remove those 2 threat. I'm starting to stack up some drones here, which I don't love. Oh, I want to do 4 damage though before I go all out. Yeah, because right now going all out doesn't do a whole lot for me. Let's go ahead and do this. I should have done that earlier. So we'll keep the resource one. So can I R&D facility now? Can I have more than one in play? Yeah, it doesn't say I can't. So 1, 2, 3, and I do get to draw a card and get one of these. Oh, gets me the Patriot, but it also puts R&D facility in place, and now I got 2 of those, which seems good with go all out. Might want to hold on to that. Do I want to hold on to Patriot too? Gosh, Patriot also seems good for go all out. So yeah, here's what I'm going to do. Deal damage to an enemy. So we'll go ahead and get rid of one of those drones. We'll use one of these to get rid of the other drone. Now I know what you're thinking. This does 3 damage. Why would you do that? And when you could just do 2 here. I want to save that counter because remember my obligation card, which is in the discard actually. We haven't even gone through the deck. But as a reminder, my obligation gets rid of those counters. And if not, you have to draw an encounter card. I think it's just good to always have one on there. Plus it sets me up for things potentially, like getting rid of the villain or whatever else. So, yep, we're going to have one more turn, but next turn it's going to be go time. All right, so I draw 4 cards here. And lots of free resources, lots of R&D facilities here. And I still haven't used Ironheart yet. So let's use Ironheart to remove some threat from this. We'll do it from the side scheme. So that way I don't have to keep putting drones in play, which makes me happy. All right, so let us do the villain phase now. We just add 1 threat here. We are going to have him attack. Oh, I should probably ready up and draw my hand. That would be good. Ooh, got Brawn, which is free resources. Got Photon Beam, which would let me get some counters. All right. I think this is going to be the last turn of the game based on what I see here. And, so fun. All right, so just don't die here, but I can't exhaust myself either, if possible. All right, so we added 1 threat. He's going to attack me for 2. I'm just going to take it to my face. Deal 1 damage to each character you control, so that would be 3. 1, 2, 3. And we either got to put a drone in play or add a threat. I will add a threat. And then we are going to take an encounter card. When revealed, each drone minion engaged with you attacks. If no attacks were made this way, put the top card of your deck into play, engage with you as a drone. Okay, we will do that. All right, this is going to be game time here. First thing we want to do, always Tony Stark AI. Push ahead, exhaust your hero, remove threat, no. 2 push aheads, that's okay. Free resource is what you're basically telling me here. Bronze free resource 2, Patriot gives my stats all +1/+1, oh my gosh. Let's start with, we're going to do a Photon Beam over here. So we're going to get rid of our push ahead and we'll use a helicarrier for that. So Photon Beam, deal 4 damage and get 2 progress counters because I do defeat an enemy. Because he has 4 left, 1, 2, 3, 4. We will advance to stage 2. When Ultron attacks you, put the top card of your deck into play face down, engage with you as a drone minion. Until the end of his attack, he gets +1 for each drone minion in play. So this happens now before he attacks, and he gets +1 attack for each drone minion. 22 health on this side. I don't know that it's going to matter. We're about to do some stuff. So we'll use propulsion jets just because it's fun to remove threat from a scheme. Yep, goodbye. Then we are going to use this over here to go ahead and do 3 damage because I am on stage 3. So that's down to 19. Now let's see what we can do here. Oh, I have 2 go all outs, but I can't use them because I won't have a way to ready myself. But I still think that's okay. All right, we're going to give me +2. So +1 attack and +1 thwart. We're going to do that twice. So I'm +2 attack, +2 thwart now. I'm going to put in Patriot for 1, 2, 3. That gives me 3 more points. 1 attack, 1 thwart, and 1 defense. So that's 3 more points for Patriot there. And Patriot just comes in, can do some stuff for me. Now, ridiculously enough, I still have 2 resources to go all out. Oh, I got to spend a lightning. Hold on. There had to be a point I spent a lightning. Yeah, I spent push ahead for no reason. Sorry, that was a mistake. See, these requirements now are important. You got to save the right cards. So I'm going to use my ingenuity, which doesn't create a lightning, but this one was a lightning. That did not get required from earlier for this photon beam. So I could have done any one. I'm going to do that. So you do with these requirements now have to pay a little more attention. I paid the lightning. I paid the other resource. Exhaust your hero. Deal damage to them equal to your hero's thwart, attack, and defensive values. So this is going to be silly. So let's just add up the numbers here. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This gives me +1 to all of those, so that's 3 more. So that's 11. Then this gives me +1 to 2 different stats. So that's 12, 13. Same thing here, 14, 15. So I am now 15 on that attack. Down to 4 life. Yes, yes, yes. And then Patriot, why not? You'll smash this card here. It's fine. Patriot takes a damage. Thank you for your service, Patriot. You have done a lot of good for me. So I've got these counters here, which each one I remove deals 2 damage. So we'll just remove 2 of them to do 4 damage. And that is Ultron defeated. That was a game. That was a game. Oh my gosh. I never used Ronnie Williams. I never flipped over. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for me because I don't like losing this first stage, but many other people could have played much better than me, lost the first stage, gotten to flip over, gotten to do this Ronnie Williams card quite a bit. Healing for free and placing progress tokens for free is pretty good. You get to do that twice, once when you flip down and then once before you flip up the next turn. This is all good. You don't get a free flip down with our obligation, which is interesting. But what do I think about Ironheart? What do I think about all her cards that came in this set? It puts leadership in an interesting place. I like this idea of boosting up your character and then using those stats for mega thwarts or mega attacks. Like, that was fun for me, getting this one big attack off. I mean, it makes me think of like She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk. I love building up for that. Ironheart's interesting in and of herself too. Actually, let's stick for a minute with this leadership stuff. I love that, and then you combine that with Falcon, who I never got to play this game, but he gives you the ability to ready yourself, right? After Falcon attacks or thwarts, you spend a lightning resource to ready any other champion you control, which is yourself in this situation. So Falcon's a real good combo with this deck. Falcon, R&D, facilities, which I was a little down on when I first saw them. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but I like this concept of buffing up your character and then readying more and things like that. I mean, even without Falcon, like Quicksilver just got a heck of a lot better. And this genius resource, so this is getting away from leadership now. I mean, this card is ridiculous. Anybody with genius trait, I mean, it's an auto include, at least one. I feel like you want to get it out early in the game, so you may even want to put 2 or 3 in just to guarantee you get it early. Now, it's a little bit weaker than Quinn Carrier because you don't get to pick what resource it's good for. You see at the end of the game that almost bit me. Well, it did bite me. I just cheated and retconned. So most of the time it doesn't matter though. It matters more and more as the game goes on, but it doesn't matter a lot. Tony Stark's AI, another card, so good. Getting these 2 first turn was a game changer. Let me build up so much faster. I love the Champions theme that they're doing here. I love that they're having other affiliations. So we've had Shield now, we have Champions, we have Guardians, we have Avengers. So these other things are starting to come into play more often. And actually, I said Agent 13 doesn't do anything, but actually it would have readied my helicarrier. Yeah, so that's more free resources. I don't know, free resources are always real good, and she had a bunch of them, just free cards. Now this does deck you a little bit faster, but I don't know. I loved everything about this deck. Just right out of the box, I think this is a super fun, maybe one of the most fun, if not the most fun characters I played. I love the different stages. You are so weak early on. Oh my gosh, hand size of 4. I mean, the rest of your stats are decent, though. You can defend from 3 right off the beginning, and I kind of feel that's what you should do, so you can just build up, build up, build up with all that defending. You don't really need that 1 thwart. Maybe you need the 2 attack, but then when you finally do build up to your final form and you can just spend counters to do free damage, oh, so good. And when you get these out, those level up with your character as well. There's just so much fun to be had here. Ironheart, definitely one of my favorite characters, definitely one of my favorite precons. Right away, jumping straight to the top of the list. Check out my Nova video to see what you think, or what I thought about Nova and what you think about Nova. Pretty excited by these 2 heroes that came out today. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, and please leave your comments below. And every Friday, pretty much every Friday, we are playing live Marvel Champions on our One Stop Co-op Shop stream channel. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Also, we have a rules video. If you want to introduce people to Marvel Champions, we have a quick rules overview video on there as well, and I'm going to link it up top. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon. Bye!